Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy adaptation games, and may the odds be ever in your favor. I'm Kels.
And I'm Ash.
And we are the Adaptation Games, a Hunger Games podcast where we break down the Hunger Games films beat by beat and analyze them along with the book to understand themes, characters, and to determine just how good an adaptation these movies are. And we are finally back to our regularly scheduled programming. We took a couple of weeks with special episodes, which were a lot of fun, but we're headed back.
We are back, and we are trying to remember how to do this.
Yeah.
We recorded so many episodes, like, way early. So those have been running for a while. And then we had some special episodes. So it's actually been quite a long time since we've recorded
It's
a
been
regular
at least
standard episode. Oh my gosh.
So kind of crazy, but we're excited. We're jumping back into part 2, but before that, how's your week going? You went camping this weekend, right?
I did. I did my first backpacking trip of the year, which was nice. I went up into the Olympic Mountains. And then I became the Hunger Games, or the Hunger Game. There were so many mosquitoes. I was eaten alive.
We've been getting mosquitoes, which we never get down here, and it's been, I don't know what's going on, and I'm not looking forward to when I go to see my family next week because they have crazy mosquitoes, and they are attracted to me, like no matter what I do. It's crazy. Yeah.
No, yeah, it was bad. Like I have a actually surprisingly high tolerance for mosquitoes as long as they're not super buzzy, like in your ears, so you don't hear them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this weekend even still was driving me insane. I mean, I was breathing them in. I was all sorts of stuff. And of course, it was like the one backpacking trip. I'm like, yeah, I'll wear shorts. Like, that's fun. Oh. My
biggest mistake.
Knees itch so much. Oh, no. So I was fed upon. But it was very pretty. I got to see Mount Olympus for the first time up here in Seattle with without any clouds. So I got to see it in its full glacial glory, which was very cool.
I love that. That's what I was thinking of. Was I saw a TikTok of somebody who was like, me before I summited Mount Olympus. The crying afterwards of me after I summited Mount Olympus was fabulous, and I was like, oh, I need to send this to Ash, but I forgot.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. No, Mount Olympus is very mean. You have to do there's a 24-mile hike that you have to do just to get in and out before you even start going up the mountain.
This is why I don't go anywhere with you. I'm just going to tell you right now.
I'm not climbing it. I'm not getting anywhere near that. I will look at it from afar.
You say that like those are crazy people, like you didn't backpack for 5 months.
I have no response to that.
Defend yourself. Yeah.
I did mine in tennis shoes. Those ones you have to have crampons. It feels different to me.
That's fair. Yeah. But anyways, I know you've got Pride this week too, right?
Yes, we got Seattle Pride. Excited for that. You know, it's kind of like the corporate whatever Pride, but it's a good time. Yeah, you know, it's been a few years, so not walking the parade. I'm tired of that. But
yeah, we skipped the parade entirely last week when we went to ours. We just went and walked and got like free stuff and drinks.
That's a good move. I think I'm going to do that this year. Although I will say the Seattle Torrent, the hockey team, is the grand marshals of the parade, so I got to at least see them go by.
Yeah, that's great.
But yes, what are you up to?
Not much. Mochi kept us home this weekend away from our plans because she was sick and was throwing up a whole bunch. So I was like, oh my God, it is like having a child, but she can't tell you what hurts or like what's wrong.
I mean, I think children don't tell you that either.
That's true. But they can at least be like, tummy. And it's like your dog can't tell you exactly where it hurts. But one of her friends is moving away, not too far, like closer to the beach near us. And so we're excited because we're like, oh, we'll see you when we go to the beach. But it was their last time at the dog park this weekend. So we went and we attempted to take a group photo because a bunch of us from our old dog park were all there together at this other one. And so we were all trying to like hold on to our dogs and take a group photo, and it didn't go well. And I'm waiting for her to send one of the pictures so I can show it to you. But that was fun. It was good. It was good. But I'm preparing to
Cute.
travel this week, so it's gonna be, and I'm going someplace where it is gonna be 110 degrees and on blacktop for the event that we're at. It's for the Obone festival that I go to every year because I was raised Buddhist, and yeah, it's really fun to do all the dancing and stuff. But when you have to do it in that weather, on the blacktop, and I don't dress in full kimono anymore, but I used to, and I'm like, I don't know how I did that. That's crazy. So
Yeah, I mean, that sounds fun, and I'm very excited for you, and I'm so glad I'm not going.
I know. One year I'm gonna make you go. One year,
I
you know
want to
what?
go.
I
It'd be
really
so
want to go
fun.
up to the Seattle Obone because the Japanese community up there is so big, and
You gotta.
I've never gone to like a further one because usually, unfortunately, it's not unfortunate. I love going to my family's one, but like it means I always miss the big ones in some of the cities that I've lived in. I've never gotten to stay for them because I always go home. I'm in charge of kitchen operations this year, so
Oh,
it's gonna be a
well,
fun
yeah.
time.
I mean, it's as fun as the big festivals are. I feel like it's more meaningful with family.
Yeah,
But you do have to
yeah.
come up here one time. I would love
I
to
do.
go.
I really want to. We're gonna have to look up when that is because sometimes they're as late as August, and ours is really early in June this year. So,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to
Next
look
year,
it up.
let's do it.
Okay. All right. Enough. We've got to lock in because we're going back to part 2. And we're going to finally, not in this episode, actually. We're not going to get to the games this episode, but we're almost there.
Oh my God.
Because what we left off on last time is we got the crush reveal. We wrapped up the interviews. Feels like a lifetime ago because the script had so much happen in between that we got a little bit past that. But we literally ended on Peeta announcing his crush on Katniss on national TV, and then we stopped. So we're jumping back into it today.
The baby. Sorry, sorry, the star-crossed lovers.
Truly, who's doing it like Peeta? Nobody.
I mean, he is. You need him running every social media campaign, whatever.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's one of those artists that you're like, oh, but he knows how to hustle on the corporate side.
100%. I need to see Peeta the influencer in like 2019 TikTok or something.
Oh my God, incredible! That's how we get the whistle meme. The one with Josh Hutcherson.
Yes, there we go.
Anyways, the baby moment. We're gonna have to dedicate a whole episode to just the baby reveal.
Oh, I can't
Catching
wait for
Fire
that.
when we get there. It's gonna be incredible.
That is in 300 years, but I can't wait.
Yeah, once we actually get to the games, we could talk about it. Because in the meantime, before Peeta can be like, oh, I'm having a baby with Katniss, first he has to come off the stage, and Katniss is big mad. Big mad about the crush reveal.
Very mad.
He basically walks down the hallway. He's like just coming off the stage, and she comes rushing down the other side of the wall and just grabs him and just shoves him up against the wall and has her like her forearm literally pressed up against his neck like she is going to choke this man out. And it's funny because she's so much taller than he is in this moment, especially in her heels. And he just is like, oh my God, what's happening?
I just like that this is maybe her first like real experience potentially almost killing someone.
And it's Peeta.
Yeah.
It's funny because Effie is like immediately freaking out. Like you can't even see her on screen, but she's like, oh my God, what are you doing? It's like, it's amazing because she's like the only one there at the moment of the team. It's like her and Peeta. And so she's freaking out, but like it's so fun because I love the fact that we didn't get her reaction on stage, right? Because in the book, she's on stage when they make the announcement, and Caesar is like, oh, don't you wish we could bring her up and like continue to talk to her, but that's against the rules. And so they just like send her away, and she has to like get on an elevator with a bunch of other tributes, and then she gets up and then she confronts Peeta. Like, I love that this is immediate.
Yeah, this is in the hallway with everyone else around. I love The book is so funny when Caesar is like, oh sorry, no, we can't bring her up. I just wrote like saved Katniss's whole life here, because if she had gotten up and opened her mouth, game over, no sponsors.
Oh God, no. I don't think she even would have been able to speak. I think she would have been speechless. Or she would have punched Peeta if they let her go up there. Those are like the two options.
Yeah. I think she would have gone for no speak, but that would not have won anyone over.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, because we talked about this where they really emphasized Gale a lot less in the movie, surprisingly. Because in the script they were overemphasizing him, so I kind of had to remind myself of this when we came back to this moment. Like, he doesn't talk about Gale in the interview at all, but he did, like, prior to that. So after Katniss pushes him, he's like, "Oh, she's just upset that what her boyfriend might think," and she's like, What are you talking about?" You know. But anyways, that's in the book. That's all separate. We don't have that here in the movie. But basically Haymitch has to come and like physically remove Katniss from trying to kill Peeta, and is like, "Stop it, please stop." And Portia and Cinna come running up behind. And I just have to say this because poor Portia gets no speaking lines, but she looks fabulous in her striped outfit in the scene, and I wish she had lines. She looks amazing. I love her.
She looks so good.
She looks so good. And I wish we got to see more of that dynamic with like her and Peeta, kind of the same way that we got a dynamic between Katniss and Cinna. I've always been so curious about it.
Yeah, it's not really in the books. It's not in the movies at all, because this is so held to Katniss's perspective, but you know, I think they had quite a good relationship. He's a chatty gal, you know?
Yeah, they would have gabbed for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is interesting. I know, like in the book, it's a much more violent confrontation. She pushes him into this vase, and he cuts his hands pretty badly.
He's like bleeding all over. Yeah. It's pretty brutal. It's interesting too, because they change a lot about like kind of what she's yelling at him about. Like, she is yelling at him about like, "Oh, like, why would you say all of this? You made me look weak," like in the book and in the movie. But the other thing that she's really emphasizing, because the thing to remember, because now it's been so long for us and a couple of episodes ago on the pod, is that we hard cut from Katniss finding out that Peeta no longer wants to train with her to the interview. So like, it is fresh on the brain that he just said this, or that Haymitch just told Katniss. And so she's like, "You don't talk to me, and then you say you have a crush on me. You say you want to train alone. Is that how you want to play? Let's go." She literally is saying that. And that's when Haymitch pulls her off, because she's like still so hurt from that perceived betrayal on her end. That's like really her emphasis in the film, is like, "I can't believe you would pull this after we started to become friends, and then you pulled back so hard, and now you're saying all this crap." Like, what the hell, dude?
She's like, I don't know what chess game you're playing, but it's pissing me off.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, "Catch me up. Where even are we? Because I don't understand what's going on." And then it's interesting because Haymitch in the book like kind of immediately takes credit for working with Peeta. Like, Peeta's like, "Oh, it was my idea," but like Haymitch just helped me with it. Whereas in the movies, we never get confirmation technically that Haymitch was helping with this strategy, but he is like desperately still trying to get Katniss to understand. He's like he made you look desirable. Like, I can sell the star-crossed lovers, you know? And she's like, "We're not star-crossed lovers." She's like growling at him. I love J-Law in this moment. It's so good.
I love that Haymitch in the movies explicitly says, "This is a television show. Like, we are putting on a TV show."
He gets so exasperated, he literally like throws his hands up as he's saying it. He's like, "It's a television show. Like, I need you to lock in, Katniss. What do you think we're doing here? Like, this isn't for funsies. Like, this is to sell you, basically."
Yeah, pretty dresses on fire for fun. No.
Yeah. And it's interesting because in the book, he's like so much more disgusted with her hurting Peeta. Whereas here in the movie, it's interesting because she doesn't hurt him as badly, that he is a lot more like just desperately trying to get Katniss to understand, like, we are trying to help you, right? Like, this is for your survival, and I need you to like focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah, because in both the movie and the book, what he knows and Katniss doesn't is that Peeta's fully kind of, in as much as you can, accepted that he's not coming out alive. Like, he's like, "I am here to get Katniss out."
Yeah. Um, and then Haymitch in the film is like, okay, Peeta, go, like, leave. And Effie, I love this moment, manners. She like points at Katniss. She takes Peeta away. And I'm like, such an Effie moment. It's so funny. Um, But yeah, in the book, it's funny because they don't just send Peeta away to like go to his room. They have to sit down and eat dinner after this. And they don't even at first get him medical attention for his cut fingers and hands. He just sits down at the dining table with them and then they go, he's bleeding too bad. So Portia takes him to get his hands bandaged. And I'm like, you guys are crazy.
This entire crew is a clown car.
Like, truly. It's so funny.
They did not send their best.
Yeah. And it's interesting because we're going to get some changes around in the book to the movie, but for now we'll save that, I think, because we'll just follow along with the film and then we'll talk about when Effie and Haymitch say goodbye and stuff like that afterwards. But
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, because here we finally get that conversation. We touched on it a little bit last week with the script stuff, where they have this conversation very early on up on the roof, but we are finally getting to it. We cut to Katniss laying in bed, unable to sleep. Her sleep gown color matches the color scheme of the room. Just again, going back to our color theory roots, where it's like a yellowish green color. So she's still trapped, right? And while she's lying there, you can literally hear the cheers from the Capitol as they are partying outside, which is just so crazy. It's crazy that they're out partying.
That would piss me off so bad.
So bad. And it's like you would think that the windows would be soundproof enough that the tributes could get some sleep without having to hear it, but they're like, no, we're going to let you hear it. Which is,
honestly, they're probably relying a lot on that force field.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would assume it also extends to the windows. And they're like, well, you can't get out, so like we can cheap out on the windows a little bit.
Well, more like you don't want them to hear what's going on, right? Like you want your tributes well rested. You would think.
One would hope, but
One would hope. Yeah. But anyway, so she gets up to go for a walk and she sees Peeta sitting in the window. Again, she's going to be the one to approach him here, right? Where she goes up and she basically is like apologizing, where she's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have shoved you. And he goes, I meant that as a compliment. And I just love their chemistry in this scene. It's so good, the two of them together.
It's so sweet. Like they're you can kind of see that they're like, I don't know, they formed some sort of bond, especially in the movie. Like it's a lot softer depiction. In the book, Katniss fully puts her foot in her mouth this whole scene.
Oh yeah, but she gets so mad at him.
Oh my god, I'm like, Katniss, no. I mean, I understand, but no. Yeah. But in the movie, it's like very sweet. Like they do show care for each other. Despite the circumstances. And it's interesting too in the movie, like Katniss seems to understand a lot more of what Peeta's talking about as far as like not wanting to be changed. And she explicitly says like, I can't afford that because my sister, like I have to make it home. And he's like, well, yeah. Whereas in the book, Peeta's talking about like, hey, I don't want them to change me. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like,
yeah, she literally says word for word, I have this written down. Like, if I'm gonna die, I want to still be me, yada yada. I bite my lip, feeling inferior. While I've been ruminating on the availability of trees, Peeta has been struggling with how to maintain his identity, his purity of self. And then also she says, like, do you understand what I'm talking about? And she says, a little, only no offense, but who cares, Peeta? And he's like, I do. Like, I care about myself enough to like still want to be me when I die. And she's like, I don't get it,
Because she's not thinking,
I just think it's really interesting.
She's thinking, I'm going to stay alive. And Peeta's like, I know I'm going to die in there. I want to make sure that it's on my terms.
Yeah. And she's like, he's feeling all holy and righteous. And it's like, that's not it at all. You're just feeling inferior, which is exactly what she says.
Yeah, it's such an interesting dynamic because she's so in the moment with it and just focused on like the survival aspect solely as like a physical thing, because that's what she's her entire life has been struggling against, like the physical parts of death, whereas Peeta has a lot of the existential. I mean, like think, in the bakery, you're serving the peacekeepers, you're serving the people in charge. You're not serving like the hob.
Right.
At least not in the script he is, but
Yeah.
he has a lot more like existential concerns, I would say, because like his family certainly wasn't wealthy and they certainly weren't putting a lot on the table. They were still eating the squirrels, but he had more distance and customer service that he had to employ growing up. So now when he's faced this, he's more set for the like existential side, especially since he doesn't think he's going to make it out.
Yeah, it is. It's the hierarchy of self, right? I think that's what it's called, where it's like the pyramid of things that you have to build up to before you can like care about stuff like that, right? Which is like
Yeah.
having enough food. It's like number one before you can care about things about who am I. Like you don't get to do that when you have to be worrying about all this other stuff. But the framing of this shot is so good. I really like it, having the two of them facing each other in the window, and it will also match frame for frame the final one of the final shots of them in Mockingjay Part 2 in the epilogue era
Oh.
when they're like falling back in love and stuff. So if you want to see it, I put it in the notes. I took a screenshot for you so you could see what it
I
looks
will.
like. Yeah. Cuz it's them like sitting at the doorway of their house facing each other as well.
Oh,
And it's like
that's
one
so
of those
sweet.
full circle moments, right? Especially because this conversation, I kind of dubbed it in my notes the first and last conversation they'll have, because it is the conversation where they both outline what they don't want to lose. Whereas Peeta is like, I just don't want them to change me. And Katniss is like, well, I have to do this for my sister. And she's going to lose Prim and he's going to be hijacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was thinking during the whole conversation about Mockingjay where he loses himself.
Yeah.
Um and it's just so sad because it's the
I
one
know.
thing he asks for, one thing, just to like he's not asking for his life, he's not asking to keep going or anything. He's just asking for one thing, to go out on his own and to be him. And that's the one thing the Capitol will take away.
Yeah. But then the best part about then coming back to the same shot is that despite them taking all of that, he still finds his way back to Katniss at the end of the day for them to
Yes.
move forward together, you know? And Katniss will lose Prim, but she will also then find her footing in this moment to find a way forward, which is
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the photos. Yes, they're very good.
Yeah. So good.
So good.
So yeah, I love that comparison there. But yeah, I just love their whole chemistry in this, where she's like so soft spoken, where she's like, what do you mean? Like she really is like, I explain it to me. Make me understand what you're trying to say, because I want to know. It's not just a like, you're being stupid. She's like, I want to know why you think that, you know? And I love that she's like, oh, so you won't kill anybody? And he's like, no, I I think I will when the time comes to it. I definitely will. But like, how do I still be me in the framework of all of that, right? Which I like, because you do get so many of things all of the time in media where it's like, no, the way to not change is you can't also become the killer, right? And it's
Yeah.
like, how does that change when you're forced into a situation like this, right? Outside of your control.
100%. And we've seen Peeta be cutthroat before, in his own way. He was with Haymitch, kind of getting him to take them seriously. He was the interviews. That's Peeta being cutthroat. He's planned that ahead and not playing around. So it's nice to see that like he understands where he's at and he's going to do what it takes, but he doesn't want it to go too far.
Yeah. Or to like still know who he is in that moment, even if he has to go that far, right? And then I think it's great. They kind of wrap up this conversation after she says, I just can't afford to think like that. I have my sister. And he says, I know. And like he's still looking out at the people partying. And she's looking at him, right? After all of this time of her trying so hard to avoid making eye contact with him, she's the first one to look at him. And then he finally looks at her. And they just have a moment where they're just looking at each other. And he takes like a deep breath. And then he says, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. And it's meant to be a little bit humorous because it's just enough to get a smile out of her. Like, yeah, I guess we're seeing each other tomorrow, like as if they have a choice about it. And I just think it's such a good moment between the two of them.
Yeah. It's so sweet. It's so cute. It's definitely a wildly different take than the book because the book is not sweet at all.
Yeah.
The book really feeds into like Katniss continues to not trust him. And like that conversation will echo through this entire games until they meet in the cave, I assume. We haven't quite got there yet. But it's so interesting how different the movie is in that she even just Katniss saying I'm sorry is so wildly separate from the book. In the book, she does not apologize. She just goes, anyway.
Yeah, she's like, probably shouldn't have done that. But
anyway, I'm going to feel bad about it, and I'm going to think about how I feel bad about it, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. And I'm going to get mad at you in like 2 seconds anyways, so. But then what happened in the book before they have this moment, right? They're all having dinner and they say that Haymitch and Effie aren't going to come with them. It'll only be Cinna and Portia that get to go with them. So they're going to do their goodbyes now. We'll save Haymitch's goodbye for when we get there because that's, he actually gets the goodbye in the movie. But in the book, we get Effie's goodbye. And I'm going to just read it out. Effie takes both of us by the hand and, with actual tears in her eyes, wishes us well. Thanks us for being the best tributes it has ever been her privilege to sponsor. And then, because it's Effie and she's apparently required by law to say something awful, she adds, I wouldn't be at all surprised if I finally get promoted to a decent district next year. Great goodbye, Effie.
Effie, no!
Like, she's so close to nailing it, and then I love the part where Katniss is literally like, I guess she's required by law to be terrible because she just can't help herself.
Like, we almost had a sweet moment, but it was ruined once again.
Yeah. So close. But I'm kind of glad it wasn't in the movie. I think it would have. It's interesting because Effie gets cut out entirely after this. Like, we don't even get to see her say goodbye. The last thing we get to see of her is manners. And that's it.
I think that's kind of an appropriate goodbye for Effie.
Yeah. And then Haymitch gives his kind of like goodbye, the cornucopia speech, the whole thing, but we'll get to that in a minute. Because then the next thing we get is sort of like a history a history lesson from Katniss in her, mind as she's ruminating about how mad she is at Peeta after this conversation that they just had. And angry at Peeta, she's saying, we will see how high and mighty he is when he's faced with life and death. He'll probably turn into one of those raging beast tributes, the kind who tries to eat someone's heart out after they've killed them. So then she basically goes on like this whole thing about the District 6 tribute Titus, who went cannibal, and the Capitol frowns upon that, even though there's technically no rules against it. They really don't want it to be happening. And we also will get the information. I'm just going to throw it in here so we can just move on. About the arena vacations, which is so interesting in the book. I just don't think there would have been a way to fit it into the movies necessarily without building a whole bunch of other sets. But basically, Capital citizens can visit old arena sites, and they can do what is it? They can see the tubes where they go up, the death sites where tributes died, rewatch the games, and take part in reenactments of the games.
That last bit's crazy. Look, I love a museum. I love a living history museum. There's a limit to reenacting. And it shouldn't be like, oh my God, look at these children we killed.
Yeah, these children that we made kill each other. Let's act it out. Yeah,
wasn't that crazy?
This was my favorite death, guys. We have to go see it.
Oh God, the Capital social media must be absolutely disgusting.
I don't even want to know.
If this is
want to know
what's on TV and what's standard, what is happening on socials?
Yeah, truly. It's Yeah, it's crazy to me that that information is even in the book. Like Katniss knows that they do this because the whole reason she says it is because like we're gonna go and go up in these tubes and I'm gonna be the first and last tribute to use it because people come to visit the sites. And it's like, isn't that even crazier? It's not even like they reuse any of this stuff. They just like force the districts to probably get all the materials right to like build a new arena every year. You've had
Yeah.
74 of these. How have you not run out of places in this post-apocalyptic world to host them? I
Like,
feel like,
surely there's a lot of the US is kind of the same. So you're trying to do like 75 remarkably different games. But like,
Yeah.
how many different forests can you host that aren't like underwater, burned down nuclear waste?
Yeah.
Like,
They have to be building them because, like, well, I guess it could be whatever end of the world. Like a tundra area is like 1 year. They have like a volcano 1 year. I'm like, you built a volcano? Like that's crazy. Like, because
yeah,
they
I mean,
trigger the a volcanic eruption. She like mentions that, I think.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they do that too in Sunrise. Um
Oh yeah, that's right.
Maybe.
That's the big one is sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But which is crazy too cuz that was a long time ago when they figured out how to do that. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean in retrospect, I guess like looking at the games that she's talking about in the future books, like this is a pretty boring arena.
Yeah. They're like because they're spending all their time and effort on the 75th arena.
Yes.
Right, because they're
That's
like, that's the
true.
next quarter quell. So we're really focusing on that. Just go pick a forest. Whatever.
Yeah. Put some
um,
fireballs in it.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, so that's kind
Oh.
of the little history lessons we'll get throughout. But we also get Haymitch's goodbye. So this gets moved to he escorts her out um to where the airships are. But before that, when Peeta leaves, I forgot to mention this, when he leaves the scene with Katniss, it cuts to scenes at the Capitol, right, partying in the streets, and they're literally chanting Hunger Games, Hunger Games, like in the background. It's it's bonkers. Like it's crazy at like what we were talking about in the script where they have that moment where they talk about what is it, bread and circuses or whatever. And we're like, but in the script, they don't focus on the circus at all. And it's like, that's what I like so much about the movie is it's all about the circus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so gross. I don't know how else to put it. It's so nasty. It's so funny too. Like the FIFA World Cup is going on right now, so I'm seeing a lot of like celebrations in the streets and like cheerings and stuff. And to think like, what if all that was just like kill some kids, kill
Yeah.
some kids? It's like, oh, okay.
It's bananas. It's bonkers.
Yeah, because it's the
Yeah.
same atmosphere. Like that's what the vibe is.
It really is. And it's like the event hasn't even started yet. This is like people going out and celebrating before the Super Bowl begins, like not after.
Yeah, and
like
this happens every year.
every year, and they're
every
still
year.
this crazy. Basically, their whole year revolves around like, okay, we're gonna prep for the Hunger Games. The tributes are gonna arrive, and then in the Hunger Games are gonna happen, and then we're gonna have the victory tour. So we're gonna be partying about that in like 6 months, and then after that, we're going straight into prep for the next Hunger Games. Like it is a never-ending cycle of the circus. Like there is zero break time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, we're gonna get some more cuts of the Capitol, but we'll talk about those when we get to them. But I love that the shot when they're chanting the Hunger Games, it transitions from night to day, and it's like the crowds disperse and you're just seeing like the open square of the Capitol after that. But we go back to Haymitch and Katniss, and you can tell that Haymitch is really backing Katniss here because he's not escorting Peeta. He's chosen
Yes.
Katniss as his tribute, right?
100%.
Which we've already known probably for a little while here, but like this is kind of the definitive moment that you know that for sure. And he's giving her the speech. Don't go for the bow and arrow. It's going to be right there in the mouth of the cornucopia. And she's like, why not? And he's like, because you are not ready for the bloodbath that's going to come. It's not your game. You're going to run. Like, you better run. That's not your game. Turn, run, find high ground, find water. Water's your new best friend. And this is like the most mentor version of Haymitch that we have gotten. We've seen bits and pieces of him, but this is him like, we're locked in. You're gonna
Yeah.
win these games.
Yeah, he's like, it's all come down to this. So I am going to be present for this specific moment, and I'm going to give you the best advice. Good luck. See you in the arena.
Yeah. He reminds her also to like not step off the pedestal early because she'll be blown sky high. I guess this is like one of those what do you call them, like Mandela effect moments where a lot of people think that there is somebody who steps off the pedestal early. Doesn't happen. I don't think it happens in the movie or in the book. They just warn you that if you step off early, somebody's gonna blow up.
No, and I think it's less for Katniss and it's more for us, the audience, to understand
Yeah.
why they're just standing there on the pedestal instead of being like, screw this countdown.
Yeah.
I'm out.
But I love the shot. They're in the elevator, or they're like walking toward the set of doors or whatever, right? And the doors open and the camera pans between Haymitch and Katniss to go into the light, right? It's like a bright white light that then takes forever for the exposure to like resettle on the camera so you can actually see what's going on. It's like the death march, right? She's headed towards the light at the end of the tunnel, essentially. Um, and he turns to Katniss and he says, Katniss, you can do this. And it's like such a vulnerable Haymitch saying this to her. And he looks angrily at the airship that's about to take her away. And then he gives her a smile. She slaps his shoulder and says, thanks. And he pats her cheek and then she walks off. And it's like, what a sweet little moment between the two of them that we do not get in books.
No.
Yeah. But
I
it's
like
such a
it.
good
I
moment
think
to
it's
see,
a nice.
Yeah, that he cares.
Yeah, he cares. And they kind of have this understanding that will reflect in the actual arena when she understands his thoughts. So it's kind of nice for them to have this little moment here of like actual physical, like, hey, we're on the same page.
Yeah. And he is also actually telling her, like, you can win. Like, I believe you can do it, so do it. Like,
yeah, and it's not false words. He's being honest.
Yeah. For
Because
like
how
the
many
first
kids
time,
has
it
he
feels like.
probably said that to, but like less honestly.
Right. Just to get them to go through the door, probably.
Yeah.
But then we get like, we didn't get all of the tributes together on stage for the interview, but instead what we're going to get is that they're all on the airship together as they go out. Because in the books, she just has a separate airship with Cinna where she gets to like eat breakfast with him and stuff. But in here, they like get them up into the airship and poor little Rue is sitting there having that giant needle stuck in her arm to put the trackers in. And it's basically giving us a last look at a lot of these kids before they're going to go into the arena. Like, it's quick cutting around and we're seeing a bunch of people that we both already have established and even kids that we haven't really seen yet. Which is just really showing how many of them there are, you know?
Yeah. I honestly kind of like this set too. It's like a very fun modern interpretation of actual like flight seats. Like, these aren't the nice passenger seats that you get on a plane.
Right.
These are the little jump seats that are super uncomfortable, very unpleasant.
And poor little Rue and the other 12-year-old, like their heads don't even reach up to the like little headrests.
No.
But yeah, we see Rue getting her tracker and everybody else getting their trackers. And then we cut to the control room where we see the trackers coming online. And the crew is prepping to begin the show. Seneca's literally like, all right, less than a minute, people. Final checks. He's like bouncing around. He's so excited to like, get this party started. And you're like, man, everybody in the room looks calm and happy. And they're like, yeah, let's send all these kids to their deaths. We're so ready.
I love these cuts to the control room. I think they justified the making of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just so, I don't know. It's so good.
It really is. It adds so much.
It adds so much because it's like, oh, like these are why the things are happening to Katniss in the way, and we'll get to like the fire later, but just the the circus of it all, and it's like, wow, like this is a production with a capital P.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are intense, and it's like you see why Katniss is suffering, because they're putting on this production.
Right. Like, and again, to them, it is just games. It's just fun. And so they're like, yeah, so entertaining. Right. And so the fact that they're doing that huge juxtaposition between what are we seeing in the districts versus what are we seeing in the capital is why it works so well. Right. Like, if this had just been a movie from the capital perspective, we would have been like, these people are horrible. Right. Like, we're still thinking these people are horrible, but it's like, there would have been nothing to root for, right? But then because we're getting it from this other perspective and we're seeing what the Capitol is doing, it's like doubly making us want to root for Katniss, you know?
100%. Yeah, we see the false behind it.
Yeah.
Do you think you could ever enter a control room and have so many people wearing the same pretty white uniform?
No, again, there are too many lights on. If you guys have ever been in a real control room, you're not allowed to turn on the lights yet. They have to be off because all you're doing is staring at like huge monitors. That's the thing, is they don't have to be staring at a multi-view, which has like a bunch of huge TVs like directly in front of you. And it's easier to see the TVs when the lights aren't on, so you need to have all the lights off. So you're usually in a very dark room. And like, I could not do it with people looking like that. No.
Yeah, you can't do full face makeup, hair, everything.
Yeah. I mean, people do. I'll say this. I'm used to working overnight shifts for like Japan time and things like that. And so for me, it's like, we're lucky that we're all there in sweatpants and t-shirts and not like full on PJs, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of the old school guys I used to work with who used to do like NFL and stuff like that. They would come in full like ties and like nice slacks and stuff like that. But it's like, man, when you're stuck in there for 12 hours, 16 hours, I was on stream for like 20 hours one time. Like, we're gonna be as comfortable as possible, okay? Like, the people you should feel bad for are casters who have to get their makeup done every like hour so they can stay on air, you know?
Brutal. You're not endearing me to this career.
It's so much fun though when you actually do it. Like, I have so many stories, horror stories, but I'm like, it ended up being a fun story at the end of the day. So
if you say probably so, how these people I've heard a lot of the horror stories.
I know, they can share all this stuff. It's interesting. We'll get to it later, but like, they will call out their individual tributes and stuff. So it's really funny because it's like so much more esports coded than it is like normal, like traditional sports, because it's like, oh, each person is like tracking their player, right? So if you guys have never seen like an esports documentary about what observers do, who are the in-game camera people, pretty awesome stuff. They're like my favorite people on the planet, so I just have to sing their praises. But that's basically what these people in the control room are doing. That's why there's so many people in there. Each one of them is likely assigned to a district, if not to one tribute at the moment. That they have to track all of their movements, because you're not, again, like, the Katniss will talk about this in the book. We're kind of jumping around here, but like, Katniss will talk about this in the book where she's like, I know they're probably showing me right now when I can't get water, because if there's no other exciting fights going on, they're going to show me like die of thirst in this moment, because that's what they usually do. So that would mean that somebody is tracking Katniss and is like, okay, this girl is about to die of dehydration. And so she'll be like, hello, my tribute is dying of dehydration. And then somebody else on the other side of the room might be like, hello, my tribute is about to kill another tribute. And they'll be like, okay, let's cut over there and then keep an eye on yours. We'll cut back over there when we're ready.
Amazing.
So like, somebody has to be individually tracking all of the people's individual storylines to know when we're going to go back and forth, essentially. So anyways, that's what the trackers are for.
This is crazy.
Yeah. That's why they have the trackers, so that they always know where their tributes are. And then
it does explain, again, we'll get to this, but I'm going to forget about it if I don't say this.
Yeah.
But the joy in the woman's voice when she gets like Katniss into the pool when the career pack finds her, where the woman's like, oh, here we go. Like, that makes sense because that's probably Katniss's tracker, and is like, finally my storyline's coming up.
Yeah. Because sometimes maybe you sell your moment and the director will be like, no, this is like more important to see for these reasons or whatever storylines are going on, bigger picture wise. And so, yeah, your stuff might not be making it on air and you'll be like bummed. like, um,
Like, oh
so
well.
yeah, it's gonna be so much fun to cut back. Not fun feels like the wrong word to say, but like it's gonna be so much fun to cut back and seeing these control room moments. Because
Look, it's
that
a
is what it's
fictional
like.
story. It can be fun.
It just feels wrong to say it,
It does.
So
But
anyways, back to the airship. In the book, Katniss gets this great moment where she basically says, the one thing that distracts me at all is the view from the windows as we sail over the city and then to the wilderness beyond. This is what birds see, only they're free and safe, the very opposite of me. Whereas in the airships in the movie, they don't even have windows. So she doesn't even get this moment of being like, I get to feel free like a bird for like 1 second, you know?
no, you are in a metal prison.
You are in the metal prison. And Kato and Clove look so excited in their seats, ready to go. Uh, and then we get a shot of a long hallway. And I will say this, I love how this shot is composed. Like you see the line of peacekeepers and then you see Katniss. It's almost like she's cut out of frame because the wall is coming in to cut off part of it. So she's like squished very tinily into the frame, like on the right side. You don't see that in movies anymore because almost all movies are told that they need to center characters for social media purposes. So,
I hate it.
yeah.
I hate everything
Yeah.
having
So
to be
you
centered. Let's
I
not
know,
do that.
especially
I
in
love this
these
shot.
big time movies. Yeah, it's very rare to see something like that nowadays.
Yeah, the shot's so fun. It's also like they got some pretty big guys, which is nice because they try to make Katniss look small.
Yeah,
And like
and
very
they succeed.
vulnerable. Like she's oh yeah, yeah, and she's
Yeah.
on her own. And then I love the shot of them opening the door, and it's just the
hmm
glove, like the leather glove of the peacekeeper opening it.
Yeah, and it's awesome because they stay on ultra close-ups here for this moment when she walks into the launch room and the camera stays on her in the ultra close-up and she walks straight into a pair of arms. So you don't even know that Cinna is in the room to say goodbye to her, but she gets to walk straight into like the arms of the only person she knows she can trust, like in this moment, which is why everything we've been talking about up to this moment with Cinna has been so important to establish is for this moment to feel real before she goes into the games. And I love
Yeah,
it. They nail it. It's so good.
it's it's so good, and like Katniss kind of had it together with Haymitch. But here you can see like eyes super wide, shaking a little bit,
Yeah.
like freaking out. Um, she's in like full, I don't, prairie dog mode or like full panic,
Yeah.
where the counter goes off and it shakes her. Like, um, this is a Katniss we don't see, I think, almost ever. Um,
Yeah. It's the one
it's
moment she's
incredible.
allowing herself to be scared,
Yeah,
where she
100%.
is in his arms, shaking, and he separates, and they haven't spoken a word to each other yet. And he goes, Here. He turns around, he grabs the jacket, puts it on her, and then, still without saying anything, he will, put the jacket on her and then reveal the Mockingjay pin to her. And so the only thing she will say to him is thank you. She whispers it and her voice is shaking so bad, but she looks so grateful to have a small piece of home with her. And then he zips her up and the shot reminds me of like a body bag being zipped up. The way that they like shoot it. And then the announcement comes into the room 30 seconds and we see her still shaking. And this is when Cinna will finally actually start to talk to her. He puts his hands on her shoulder and says, I'm not allowed to bet, but if I could, I'd bet on you. And he gives her a cheek kiss before they rest their foreheads together. And she is still just trembling in his arms. She's such a kid in this moment. And it's like so perfect.
It's so good. It's such good acting on both their parts where he's so steady,
Yeah.
and she's doing like her everything with her eyes, um, is the complete opposite. But you can see like as they go, she takes on his steadiness as she gets into the tube.
Yeah. And we get our first shot of the tube after the 20-second countdown happens and she's taking like a bunch of gasping breaths. It's a little bit of a first person point of view where we like the camera turns over to the tube. Um, and then when the 10-second countdown comes, that's when she finally steps into the tube and it closes behind her and it cuts out all of the noise, all of the ambient noise we'd been hearing in the room. It's dead silent after that. And she is just looking at Cinna on the other side, and she just looks so terrified. It's so good. And then when the tube starts to move, she literally is like a trapped animal. She's like clawing against the walls, basically, to be like, what's happening? Like, why is it moving? You know, because she's just so scared of everything that's about to happen.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Like, so terrifying. She nails
just
it.
The whole thing is so good. It really sells, because it's the whole front half of this movie. Everything's building to this moment when that gun goes off, essentially.
Yeah.
So we are at just before the climax, where tension's at its highest, and they're doing such a good job in holding it.
Mm-hmm. And it's such a different goodbye from the Cinna goodbye in the book, right? Because he's like with her for a lot longer. They fly over together and they like have breakfast together, and even when he's putting the coat on her, he's like, okay, expect cold nights because this is going to reflect your body heat back to you. He's like trying to help her in a different way. And then he gives her the Mockingjay pin and she's like, oh, where'd you get this? It's like much more casual and doesn't capture as much of the fear, even though we're inside Katniss's head, right? And then he like gives a whole little thing about how the District 1 girl had her token taken away because it had like a poison needle in it. And so they were like, you can't have this. And so it's just
like,
really
I
interesting.
Didn't know.
Right. And he's like, they couldn't prove it. So they were like, okay, we're just going to take it. But yeah, in the books, he literally at one point, like after they're just standing there and they've talked about the tokens, and he's like, do you want to talk, Katniss? And like the Lenny Kravitz version doesn't need to ask. Right. He knows exactly what Katniss needs in this moment, which is just what makes him so great, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. I do like that in this movie version, they make it seem like she's like smuggling the pin in.
Yeah.
Which is not at all the case. Like, this is a tribute, but we don't have time to get into all that. That's a distraction. This is a secret thing from Cinna to her and from home.
Well, also, like, because we've talked about how symbols operate, right, very early on. It's been months for us at this point since we talked about that in our early episodes. But, like, the idea that it's a smuggled symbol, like, it's smuggled in, but nobody's ever going to see it. We never see it again in the movies until the very end when Snow will pin it to her dress as part of the like victory ceremony. But other that we don't see it in the games at all. And even Katniss in the book is like, I totally forgot about that thing. Like, where did you even get that? And he's like, we took it off of your clothes. And she's like, oh, okay.
She's like, there's so much has happened since then.
Yeah. And correct. You are correct, girl. A lot has happened. But I think it makes it more powerful in the movie to think that like Cinna had this one small moment that he like gave it to her. Because at this point, we've all probably forgotten about it as the audience, right? Because it's been at least an hour probably in the movie since we've seen it.
Yeah, we are busy. We had a lot to get through.
Yeah. So yeah, the last words that Cinna says to her in the book is "Good luck, girl on fire," and that's where we're also going to end for now, because
entering the arena,
we're entering the
tube.
Arena. Yeah, which is so interesting that they call it the launch tube in the launch room. Because what does she say? They call it the stock room, like in the districts. Because
the
that's
stockyard.
The stockyard, yeah, because that's where all the animals go before they die.
Yeah, it's apt metaphor. I do love, because 100% thinking back, like, of course Katniss knows about the vacations that you can take to these arenas and knows about the behind the scenes, because, you know, in between the victory tour and the games, there has to be like the TV that the Capitol turns on whenever they want. There has to be commercials of like, come visit this arena. Here's what you'll see. And it shows like a video of the tour. Like, you have to be watching that over breakfast at some point when the TV turned on, when you weren't ready to watch TV, you know, like.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, to think about how much more even like in the books that we don't see, like moments like that
Yeah.
of like, what is it like to grow up seeing all of that, constantly. And again, it's because it's never off. It's always about the Hunger Games. So even in the downtime, it's like, come on these really luxurious vacations. I think Katniss in the book is even like, I hear the food is incredible. she's like, that's like the one thing I know, because food is the only thing I care about,
It's crazy.
Yeah. But we've made it. We've made it to the end of part 1, and now we have finally made it to the actual games themselves coming up next week. So
the Hunger Games are on. It feels like it's been 84 years. But it's been really fun. It's been good.
Yeah, I'm having a great time. It's like, it is fun to see all these little differences. And especially now that we've just read the script version of this, right? Because what did this replace? This replaced the Gale breaking into the Capitol stuff, right? So, like, could you imagine that that's what we got instead?
Here we go. Here's a pitch.
Okay,
Cinna, scrap him. We don't need him. Gale becomes the clothing designer. He steps into place. We have like a song, Sunrise on the Reaping, where like their stylist just dips. It's Gale's now. Gale is the stylist. So he's the last one to greet Katniss before she goes into the arena.
Perfect.
Love triangle engaged.
That's how he sneaks in. Is that's what actually happens next in the script? Is he just stays? He doesn't actually go back to District 12.
Yeah.
I don't know why when you were saying that, it also reminded me. Do you know there's a stage play now of the Hunger Games that's going on in the UK?
Oh yes,
a musical stage play.
What the?
Yeah.
I've seen a little bits of it.
I have seen
people
none
reviewing
of
it. I've just saw like a video of someone who attended it and broke it down.
Yes, me too. We probably saw the same one.
I think we saw the same one. It's been a long time. I don't remember the details. I just remember being like, this isn't a musical though.
Yeah.
Like this is not a book that should be a musical.
Yeah. It's interesting because the person that we'll have to see if we watch the same person. The person that I watched was like, well, there are some like dance breaks especially that like really actually add to the element of the storytelling, and some things that on stage are really interestingly done in a way that you can't accomplish in film or on a book or like whatever, right? But they were also like, the seating doesn't really work. The like 12 districts thing is like not great. There's like a whole bunch of stuff about it, but maybe we'll have to see if we can get the script for that. The what do you call them?
Is
it just a script too?
I think so, but that is even farther outside my realm than movie breakdowns.
Yeah, but I think it could be fun if we ever get like a little bit of a breakdown of what those scenes look like, because I'm so intrigued. Like if it ever comes to the US, I would absolutely go see it just to know like what the experience is. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe we just have to go to the UK. We've been meaning to do that together anyways.
I know. It's
so many times
kind of
we've
a cursed trip.
so close to going together, and then something has happened and only one goes. And by one, I mean usually like, you go. But
yeah. Something like devastating happens. It's not even like, oh, I just can't go. It's like, like
no, I haven't been paid in 8 months, so like I can't go.
Yeah. I got laid off from a job, so all my plans are canceled.
Right. Even getting out of college, we had that whole trip planned. I'm glad I didn't do it because I couldn't have kept up with you backpacking, and we were going to do some backpacking, but
oh yeah, no, that wouldn't have gone over well.
No. We've never done any international travel, have we? You were going to come to Japan with us too, and you didn't end up coming to that.
I got laid off.
I know.
Bummer.
Yeah. Crazy times.
3 seconds into a new job.
Oh God, that's right. So much has happened over the years.
So much.
But yeah, maybe if people listen to this podcast and they want to send us money so we can go to this play in the UK, then we will do special episodes.
Okay.
And by that I mean the like 2 people I don't know who listen to our podcast. I think we have like 2 listeners. So
hell yeah, shout out you two. You do not need to send us money. That's it's okay.
No. But yeah, I think it would be really interesting to see, because there is a lot. Like, obviously, what we're seeing for the movies is that a new medium breathes new life, right? And
Absolutely.
like any good adaptation should, you know?
Yeah. And theater is it's so fun, especially in this day and age of streaming and everything, to have like an actual live performance. That brings such a unique take to this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like Katniss sings one song and it's devastating because it's a single song.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
just
I know. I'm so interested to know how they did it.
I'm so curious.
I know. I'll have to look up more about it. I'll have to see. I'll send you who I listened to, and we'll see if it was the same person.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. And then join us next week when we're actually in the arena. It's gonna be crazy. I was trying to figure out how to do it because I was like starting to break down the scene by scene stuff. It's so hard for the opening of the cornucopia scene. Because so much happens in such a small amount of space, a small amount of time. And it's meant to feel chaotic, so like it might be kind of chaotic when we talk about it. So it's okay. We're already chaotic anyways. We may as well lean into it. Right?
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, join us next time, and may the games begin.
Yes, indeed. Bye-bye.